Charles.
I am here. Good morning.
Just in time.
We just went live.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to across the pond.
Thank you, good sir.
So Matt Black Gaming says good morning, afternoon to the one waiter.
That'll be him.
Is that you? That would be Matt Black Game.
Yeah.
Glad you're here, folks. We got more than one in the house. It's all good.
We got the Facebook thing up. Are we good with that?
No, I haven't adjusted that yet. I've been worried about getting everything else adjusted first. So
We are on Twitch, though.
Oh, well.
Are we now?
We're on
Yeah,
YouTube.
people
We're on
on
three YouTube channels and Twitch. So there you go.
yeah.
You can always add mine if you want to.
Yeah. Just broadcast as wide as possible
Yeah.
so that people can see the art goodness.
To paraphrase Chicken Man, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. Exactly.
That sounds about right.
And now we are public.
Hey.
Oh,
Come on in,
no.
folks.
And family friendly, apparently.
We are?
Whoa,
Yeah.
we got to change that.
Give it a few minutes.
I was going to say.
Give it a few minutes.
Even
Yeah.
Got to solve that
a few
problem.
seconds.
Oh, we got Genko and mostly retro. Good stuff.
Yeah. Genko's in the house. Genko or Genko, whichever. Nice.
Genko,
Yes.
Genko, whatever. Nice to have you here.
Mostly Retro says good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. We are looking at Gil Kane and Ron Goulart's Starhawks. Thanks to Hermes Press and maybe my out of focus camera. So we'll see how it goes.
Success.
Get those lights down a little bit. Had to go sideways on the table just because of the layout of the book. So gonna run the opening and then we'll get stuff underway.
Oh, no. The opening. Would you? Oh, dear.
Gives us something to look at, right, Gary?
If you look at something and there's nothing there, what's the difference of figuring out what it was in the first place?
Oh, that's new.
Words.
Sunday funnies, better than buttered sausage.
There we are.
Every time you tune in and you just wonder what fresh hell awaits.
Aw.
We don't want to talk about buttered sausage.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered.
Let's not talk about buttered sausage. And because Charles is here this morning,
How dare you?
Thank you.
get out of the way. You're welcome.
She's of age now, so watch out.
Maybe she'll actually learn science.
My passport is up to date.
now then.
Just, oh, dear God.
I'm sure I could turn her to the dark side.
Oh, God, no.
I think all you have to do is post bail now.
There you go.
Don't.
Laced with what?
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
More words to live by.
More words to live by. Starhawks, a complete series. We took a look at My Name is Savage on Friday. Hope you go over there and take a look at that. Gil Kane's graphic novel magazine, 35 center when it was first out. This is Starhawks. This is a comic strip that he did for syndication. NEA, I think, had it. National Education Association. Same folks that did Alley-Oop. I know I looked and couldn't quite find rights for it when I was doing my newspaper. So, or else I'd have ran it because it's such a great strip. Very much kicked off to be a competitor to Star Wars. Space Rangers, police in space, that kind of thing. Got a lot of coverage. Starlog's Future magazine.
That's lovely work. That
Amazing Heroes. Yeah. It's prime Gil Kane for the period there. There it is in color. We won't see it in color. We'll see it in black and white. So all that color gets out of the way.
Yeah.
There he is, just
Those wonderful dots.
so odd registration going on there as well.
Yeah. Some great odd registration working. Wonderful dot pattern here. Thanks to my great camera. You can pick that up here. Flashing in and out. Logitech, folks, the best on the market, I was told. Anyway. Gil Kane comes from a long career in comics, Silver Age, mostly recognized for his Green Lantern and Atom work. Batman worked on Spider-Man, did all sorts of just about everything,
Iron
I would
Fist,
say.
which is what I love.
Iron Fist
Iron Fist, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you did Iron Fist.
was a primary cover artist for Marvel back in the 70s, early 80s. Doing a lot of great classic covers, usually the ones that have the little frames around them. There's a few examples of those.
Let's not skip over Captain Marvel and Warlock.
Yeah, Captain Marvel and Warlock.
I forgot he did Master of Kung Fu. Like the covers for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also the cover for Giant Size X-Men #1.
Yep.
So it's a few great
Look
examples.
at that Rawhide kid. Golly. Just the faces he used to do.
I like
Some
the
great
reflection in the waters. Very nicely done.
Yeah. Great touch.
That's an interesting way of getting the bad guy in there when your perspective is from the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite brilliant, actually.
Some great work.
There's actually two faces there.
Yeah, I think I might steal that idea.
Yeah, why not? There's no copyright on layouts.
No.
But that's what needs to be homaged, right? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just let's
Yeah.
get more of that in there if you want to homage a comic cover.
Oh yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, I definitely put after Gil Kane, but I probably just put after Kane. But
The sad thing about the homages is they only do like 2 or 3 dozen, and you see them over and over and over again. McFarlane's
right.
Spider-Man
Right,
#1.
The
Crisis
best ones aren't
6.
being done.
Yeah. Some
It's
of the
because
greatest ones
people-
aren't being done.
A lot of people don't appreciate the history of comics. That's why.
no.
That's
mean-
true.
Pick out the ones that everybody knows.
I mean, the one that I see the most in a lot of ways is the Days of Future Past X-Men 141 cover.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's a great cover.
Yeah.
Hey,
the
can
one
you
I
go
s-
back? Can you go back to that Western cover? I want to rip that one off. What issue number is that?
Yeah, I need to get the number too.
Mighty Marvel Western 44. Okay.
Yeah.
Consider it homaged.
Yeah, I'm watching that one myself.
And the little bullet looking here. The nice
yeah.
little curve
Mm.
here.
Mm.
It's pretty cool. Doom in the desert.
Yeah, the insides are probably Dick Ayers.
Probably.
Most
Dick
likely
Ayers
not.
or Jack Kirby.
Maybe.
Is that 70s?
And some of that. This
Yeah,
is
those are all
reprints,
reprints, and
yeah.
by then, I think
Oh.
by then they were done with Kirby reprints. I think.
maybe, yeah.
Glenn would know.
Two Gun Kid, Rawhide Kid, and Kid Colt. Yeah.
If they're all reprints, it's probably Kirby then. So
Early pencils for the strip. Preliminaries.
with bubbles.
yeah, bubbles.
Zoom down on that too. Actually.
Oh yeah.
No, don't do it.
It's a don't go.
Oh no.
Oh well.
Oh, Jack
I told
Kirby
you
is in that issue.
I think I solved the most of the focus problems. I just saw it go out of focus there.
Yep, Jack
It looks
Kirby's in
like
there. Werner Roth, Joe Maneely.
That's not a bad group.
No.
There's like construction going on in the apartment above me right now, and periodically there's like a just random like hammering. Right?
We can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
It's not coming through on my phones, at least.
Oh, yeah. It's really annoying on this end.
Well,
Okay.
that could be worse. There could be other kinds of random hammering going on.
I was thinking to myself that Mitch Hedberg skit where he's just like, you hear the banging on the wall, and he's like, "Go around."
Yeah. That reminds me, I had a great convention in Grand Rapids.
Oh, good.
Fantastic.
Over the weekend. Just fantastic.
God.
Sunday morning, going to breakfast, walking down the hallway of the hotel. I knew somebody was getting some exercise in
Some cardio
in their room, some hardcore cardio.
Yeah.
More ways than one. But anyway,
I'm looking at that Kirby story on Heritage. Some nice looking stuff. Doom in the Desert.
Always nice looking stuff.
This is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. This is really good.
The blacks, man.
Unfortunately, they're not all this large. So this is the opening strip here.
How long did this strip run?
Only a couple of years. 78 to, I think, maybe 80 at most. There was a couple of problems with it in that it took up the space of two comic strips, two daily strips. It was a daily strip. And a lot of the newspapers couldn't get along with it.
Was Howard the Duck running at the same time?
I don't think so.
Or it was already done?
This ran longer than Howard did. Howard was a quick, like 6 months or so, wasn't it?
Oh,
Maybe
really?
a year?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Howard was like 27 issues, I think.
No,
I mean
he's
the
talking
comic
the comic strip.
Oh, the comic strip. Okay.
Yeah.
Not longer than Howard, and not quite as long as Conan. But I always enjoyed the way he did his ships. They were all basic shapes piled on top of one another. That seemed to be the way that he drew, was by constructing. It always impressed me as great stuff.
Do you think he inked this?
Yeah, I do. As much as he could. There are a couple of, there's a week or two in here that he was ill, that Neil Adams came in and inked over top of him.
It's hard to believe that he didn't assign the spot blacks to an assistant.
It might have been. Wouldn't surprise me.
That's
But
a
he
lot.
wouldn't-
That's a lot of work that requires not as much skill as inking the figures.
Yeah.
It's just going in there with the brush and filling everything in.
This is just beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd have to say, I think this is the most beautiful work I've seen from Gil Kane.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The spaceships.
Well,
It's just,
when he's
I think it's just the balance of,
Yeah.
the balance of black and white.
yeah,
that's
when
it.
he's
Yeah.
when he's drawing for color, he would not use all these blacks,
No.
and that's what makes it look so great here.
Can we see that? I need to.
Well, we tried.
Is that all right?
And in black and white, it's easier to imagine that the women are topless.
Right then. That's exactly what I want to hear.
Yeah. Another Sunday.
Excuse my testosterone.
So first we get the, hey, let's go find Greta, and then while we have the topless women comment, what's next?
Who
early.
knows? Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah, it's
I
very
feel-
early.
Strangely offended. No, I don't. But
Just stating a fact.
I'm going to point things out.
Yeah, let's get that in focus too. Come on.
Working on it.
This
I
is
think
like
we're just going to have to look at it
God.
four at a time.
This is
Welcome to
looking
the
at this
Sunday Funnies when
skull.
we do the Blair Witch Project.
The Blur Witch Project. Actually,
Very good. That would be the Mad Magazine parody.
yeah,
yeah.
That's about as good as you're going to get. That's great.
I think so.
Yeah,
But
I
you
mean,
can see it all.
yeah,
It's
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
That
I mean-
top left, that panel with the guys looking down, and the machinery's to his right. That's just
Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah, the top panel. On the
yeah.
left. That's great.
Good character design on that guy.
Mm.
Yeah.
That face
thinking
is
the same thing,
that
that
face
face.
is not very nicely weird
Yes.
and very much Gil Kane.
I like the city scene and the strip next to it on the right, the top right, first panel.
Right here.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's
Yeah.
a cool shot. Perspective's good. You get something flying by. You get the two moons, or I'm assuming they're moons, but yeah.
What,
We're back to the
what's
Blair Witch
going on?
Project.
Just
There.
leave it there. Leave it there.
Voila.
I'm getting motion sickness.
Yeah.
It's a typical Sunday morning after a night out.
Earthquake. Yeah, that's right.
And now, welcome to the Sunday Funnies, where we do a found footage episodes.
Well, I installed a rail next to my desk so I can throw up over it.
There we are. It's pronounced like ginkgo. Thanks.
That lower
Ginkgo.
right, that's a
Ginkgo.
look at that angle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Golly.
Actually,
Yeah.
like just about
Yeah,
every
seriously,
panel
man.
on the lower right's
Here.
great. I mean, just
Yeah.
yeah, you have these like down these.
If it weren't for
view-
the balloons and the thought balloon, that you wouldn't even know there's people in that panel on the lower right.
yeah,
Oh
There-
yeah.
Yeah,
there's
there's
actually three figures at least. I think I see a fourth who's not talking.
yeah.
But he frames it well with that doorway. So
Yep.
yeah.
And you have the
Up here
like
on the right hand side.
Yeah,
You
he's not skimping on design here. And
No.
I think he's probably getting paid about 4 times what he would get paid to do a Marvel page.
Yes.
oh god, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, the real money was the daily strips for like ever.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
always was. And those guys in the 100 years ago, those guys were rock stars. Those guys
Oh,
were
God, yeah.
multi-millionaires.
Oh yeah,
and
big time. Yep.
yeah, they had
Mhm.
to, they'd pull up to the Society of Illustrators in New York in their limousines with their eye candy babes hanging off their arms. They were the rock stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, remember?
Oh yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock used for one of his protagonists was a cartoonist for a daily strip, and he portrayed him as like the penthouse apartment and everything. He had the butler, and it's like that's not far from the truth.
At the time, yeah, that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah.
like that's
I mean,
basically
Dick Tracy had the guy who did Dick Tracy,
Chester Gould.
Chester
Chester
Gould.
Gould. He had a staff of like 6 guys working for him. They were all in a building that he had either bought or rented, and they just went at it all day long and produced his stuff. And he was a millionaire.
It took him a couple of years to build up to that point.
Yeah.
then.
And he was in how many papers was Dick Tracy in? 600, 1,000.
Oh, it was at least 1,000. At that
I'm just gonna
point,
go
yeah.
with more than lots.
Yeah.
You know how many papers Dick Tracy is in today?
3. I have no idea.
I think it's about 2 dozen.
Oh, that sucks.
Wow.
What really sucks is
But
like
it's still
the adventure
going.
strip
Here
is,
in
like,
the States, all throughout the world, though, he's doing.
Yeah.
You know.
However, Joe Staten, who I've worked with and I'm friendly with, told me that when he was doing Dick Tracy for 10 years, that was his best paying gig. It was in 24 papers or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the adventure strip is such like a lost art, which I love.
Very much so. Yep.
Yeah.
Unless you consider web comics, but they don't have this kind of detail.
No,
And they don't pay like
No, they don't pay
the
anything.
oh, no,
strips do,
they
too.
don't.
Yeah.
I mean, do newspaper strips do they still get bank? I mean, in
The way the
comparison to
syndicate-
comics?
The way the syndicates worked, at least when I was doing the paper, up until like 4 years ago or so, is they would take money in from the papers and split it 50-50 with the creator. So
Okay,
yeah,
so-
they were making out all right.
I still
Here-
think it's a better page rate, or it's a better rate, as it were, than
Yeah.
working for the main.
Oh, it
two.
definitely is.
Oh, much. Yep.
Even today, if you can get something into several papers.
Especially if it's a one-man gig, it's
Yeah.
good money.
No,
But it's
I
also
know-
hard work too.
Yeah,
because
you're chained to the drawing board with that.
you have to hit those deadlines, or you're just screwed.
You're
And
dead.
they
It's
they want you to
over.
be
Yeah.
they want you to be 6 weeks ahead of time.
That
Mhm.
too. Yeah.
I submitted
that's
to a
seems-
few papers
That's
years
why you-
ago. I wanted to be a newspaper comic strip artist before I really ever got truly into comics.
Mm.
It still was kind of a dream, but I wanted to do an adventure strip.
Well, don't
Yeah.
feel bad. Even Jack Kirby couldn't crack that.
Yeah.
I know I got past the initial slush pile with one of my submissions, but I got killed by like this first editor or whatever it was. So
Yeah, I had two close brushes. So but no banana.
Anymore with the syndicates, you almost have to be invited in. And lately, they've
Mhm.
been taking web strips and offering them in syndication. Some of the better quality ones, but again, they're not looking for adventure strips. It all has to be humor strips. So.
Yeah.
I mean, the strip that I did was a humor strip. I called it Pandora's Box. That was the one I got the furthest with,
Cool.
and it was like I definitely spoofed Harry Potter a few times in it.
Well, Harry Potter deserves to be spoofed.
I agree completely. That's why I did it.
Do we all know who Ramona Fredone is?
I know the
Absolutely.
name.
So she did a lot of work for the comics for, I don't know, 5 decades, and she also did
Many years.
Brenda Starr.
Took over
Oh, right.
Brenda
And
Starr off of
I-
Dale Messing.
I talked to her at a convention because I told her that I was talking to the Chicago Tribune Syndicate. They wanted me to do a graphic novel of Brenda Starr.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I don't know the characters. I don't know the history. I'm not really qualified. And they said, well, you could do whatever you want with it as long as it's called Brenda Starr and she's a reporter. That's it. You can set it anywhere you want, anytime you want. You can get rid of the supporting characters. I said, okay, fine. So I told Ramona this, and she said, sooner or later, the syndicate will screw you.
Yeah.
She was absolutely right, because I submitted my story, which was pretty lengthy and detailed, almost a full script, 64 pages, whatever it was. And the guy who commissioned it was gone, of course.
Yeah.
And the new people at the syndicate were outraged that I had dealt with civil rights. The story was set in 1954 and dealt with it in almost a documentary fashion, very respectfully, not stereotyped at all. But the fact that I had even touched that third rail, I thought they were going to have a problem with the sort of almost R-rated nature of it. But no, that wasn't the problem. The problem was that I had dealt with the issue of race relations. So I thought, okay, well, that's that. If they don't want a documentary style dealing with race relations in an unnamed northern city in the U.S. in the 50s, and I got all my information from Jet magazine.
Yeah.
And so, it was all right from the facts at the time. But
How long ago was this?
I'm going to say 8 years ago.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, Ramona did a ton of work. She did Metamorpho, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But she did Brenda Starr for quite some time. Today you ask people who read comics, ask 100 people who read comics who Brenda Starr is, and 98 of them will not know.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Yeah, as soon as you said Brenda Starr, I'm like, oh yes, of course I know who she is. So,
Yeah, I had to give her red hair. That was and she had to be a reporter. That was about it as far as my restrictions.
the story sounds really cool too.
Well, what I did was I copyrighted it as Jane Doe because other than the name Brenda Starr, there's nothing tying it to Brenda Starr. So I own the story.
Excellent.
Well, there you go.
The top panel and the first strip.
I've been trying to talk this whole time, and I muted myself again.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, is that what it is?
I saw that. I saw that mute, and I thought, is
Kept
that
getting
me?
interrupted.
And it's like,
I'm
no,
like,
that's not. That's
I
not.
saw
me.
that mute and I
Yeah.
thought, to hell with him.
Yeah, and did you know?
How
Did
very
you
rude.
notice? Did you notice how much better the show was?
I was
Just-
going to say,
Just kidding.
Tomorrow's Tomorrow's has a great art book out of Ramona Fredon's work. That's just phenomenal. We need to sit and look at that at a Comics by Night or Sunday Funnies sometime real soon.
I'll definitely.
You should invite her. You should invite her on the show. She's very entertaining. She'd come on too.
I bet she would. Yeah.
That would be
She'd have
amazing.
What I think is amazing would be
Face.
funny actually, is if you didn't realize the mute thing wasn't you, and you thought Randy had muted you, you just go off on him.
Yeah. Damn it, Charles! I'm trying to talk. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh God.
So that woman on the right-hand side with the dark hair, she's obviously a bad person. And the woman on the left with the light-colored hair, it's not blonde, it's white. She's obviously a good girl.
Well, that's how you tell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
Well,
were
the
pretend-
slant of the eyebrows and the slightly cruel mouth, that also tells you bad girl.
Mean look. Yeah.
And she's kissing a bad guy's hand. That's another clue.
It's subtle, but it's there. Oh yeah.
Great.
Look at the depth of field. The top left strip, the last panel.
Here, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's absolutely fantastic.
I was
Same
looking
thing.
at the
Same
frame
thing
at
in the
that time,
panel.
like,
The panel next to it, to the right, also has some nice depth of field.
Yeah.
A very nice angle.
Really great stuff.
Golly. And this was daily?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Ron
Yeah.
Goulart.
Right?
Ron Goulart strips or Ron Goulart scripts and Gil Kane's art. Yeah.
Which
Oh,
makes
yeah.
me
And then-
think he had to have help with the inking.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. It's in his comic book inking style of the time, though. It's got a thick, heavy line. Heavy
Yeah.
look to it.
But you know, some of these inkers are really good. I just discovered that who was it that did some of the Barry Smith inks on Red Nails? There was a couple of pages done by one of the either Spanish or Filipino artists,
Mhm.
and I never knew. But
Yeah.
they look exactly like Barry Smith.
Yeah.
I have
Probably
a
he
friend
put
who
it in.
can replicate people's styles like perfectly when he puts his mind to it.
Especially when there's this much money involved.
Yeah.
He probably put his shapes in, his basics in, and came back with the inks to fill in the detail.
That's probably true, too.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
He
work
probably
out.
did do that.
Yeah, he did the faces, obviously.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Joe Staten, getting back to Joe Staten, he ghosted Gil Kane on some Marvel stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you open up the newspaper, and this would just like draw you right to it.
It'd be a lot smaller than what we're even looking at here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it
right.
would be. Yeah. Be the say if you open your daily papers to your comic strip section, this took up two spaces. Also, probably a selling feature for these newspapers who didn't want to carry adventure strips. They could pay for this one, or they could pay for two other ones. It's probably a little more.
Ah,
And again, all this great basic shapes piled on top of one another.
Yeah, like the on the top left,
It's
was it fourth panel?
fantastic.
The space scene where you have the
That's what I mean.
bottom view of the ships.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if you use a toothbrush to scatter the whites in there.
Might have.
To get the stars.
Yeah. It looks like that's the way he did it. So this is long before digital.
Yeah.
So
right.
I mean, the book I'm working on right now, that's how I'm going to be doing my star pattern is the I'm doing the toothbrush method.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You get a great splatter.
Yep.
From that.
That, or I might use
Just-
basically a credit card or something like that, that type of thing too, to get some splatter. Toothbrush is good better for stars, though, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, look at the layouts. He's not sitting here and consistently doing the same grid pattern over and over again.
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
He's
Well, these,
stretching, moving these panels as he
the
needs to.
way he's inking with lots of line flows, almost Simonson.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
In a lot
does
of
kind
ways.
of look like him.
I could see that.
I'm looking at a later panel, later page of Starhawks on Heritage Auctions,
Mm-hmm.
and the inks are extremely lighter and less detailed. It must be towards the end of the
Yeah.
strip. This is
Yeah.
this is October of '78 that the strip I'm looking at.
It gets bumped down to a single tier also towards the end.
Yeah, this is a double tier, but there's nowhere near the level of detail on the inks.
Yeah. You're dealing with a lot of space here as well, too. So gets them in inside.
Maybe Kane couldn't afford help at that point.
Could be.
'Cause
Look at that.
I gotta think there's on the early strips. I just have to think that there's some sort of help going on there.
One
Well,
day,
there's so many spot blacks.
strip for a day. There you are.
Yeah.
Golly, look at that.
I mean,
Just that bottom
Shit.
one on the left hand side.
God.
Jeez.
yeah, that is fantastic looking.
Well,
Wouldn't want to meet that in a back alley.
Yeah, right.
And then you got the tentacle monster coming out.
Yay.
These strips have every space opera trope that you can think of. So, odd planets, weird aliens, robot dogs,
I like that he's got
large monsters.
turbo encabulators in every scene. His machines are just ridiculously complex.
Yeah.
Well, they're not as ridiculously complex as Kirby does. So
It's true.
Wood.
I think Kirby was the master of the. I don't know what the hell it is, but it looks like it works.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
The machine had a base plate of prefabulated amulate surrounded by a malleable logarithmic casing, in which one way the two spurving bearings were in direct line with the pentatonic fan.
Welcome back to Star Trek, folks.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have our techno babble of the evening.
Techno babble.
Thought your name was Randy, not Savage. Yeah. Here you go.
Nice,
Nice.
nice, nice.
Nice. I miss Gil. Met him back in the 90s. Good for you, Yutomo.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
really
Thanks for
cool.
watching.
I never
Yeah.
got to meet Gil Kane.
I never did either. Always wanted to.
I probably would have drooled over his stuff though, and that would have been bad.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who's what 16 when he started.
Something like
Working
that. He was really young.
Yeah.
Oh, he died young too, I think,
Yeah.
didn't he?
He died in 2000.
I don't think he was that old, but
I was shocked when he passed.
well, I have the power of the internet.
73 years old.
73. Well, to me, not that old. So
That used to be old.
used to be old.
That's no age.
It's not that
Barely.
old for like the 2000s though. It's still young.
No, yeah.
Fairly middle aged.
I don't know about that part, but
You will when you get there.
Yeah.
yeah, it's still a bit of a ways from 73. So
Yeah.
Classic Kane right there.
her mother's not even 73. So,
I love that his characters always kind of remind me of some sort of wrestler from back in the day.
my father would
That-
be over 73 at this point, though.
Being bulky, you mean? The way they're bulked up?
It's sort of like I just could imagine the main character being played by Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Every time I see his work.
Woo!
Yeah. Don't tell me you don't see it. No.
That's why
No, I
they
see it now.
is
Now
such
I
a great
can't not see it.
such a great
Yeah,
movie.
well,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just that style of the time, right? It's just
hmm Very much so.
I love the jetpack.
Yep.
Yeah, Martin Goodman would have never said okay to this strip. It had all the things he never wanted to see in comics again. Ray guns, robots, jetpacks.
All the things that people like.
Yes.
All the good shit, Yeah.
That water scene on the top panel on the previous page is cool too. The way it's the stuff going into it. Yeah, top. Yeah, right there, right where your finger is.
yeah.
I always love how
Very
people
sweet.
can ink water. So
Yeah.
I like how he threw some bizarre plant stuff there on the right too, just to give you some context. The water, it's a shoreline.
Mhm.
hmm
Don't let you forget that the shore is right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, that's really good.
And again, he knows these strips are being shrunk down, so he just needs a quick establishing shot here. So it's this little thin panel.
Yeah.
Those are great. The top
Yeah.
left first page. The
The bodies and all that.
just
Over here.
just flying through the air at the guy. He doesn't eat. Can the character? Oh, he's got a jetpack. Yeah,
He's got a jetpack. He's a space cop. Space Ranger, actually. Yeah. It's the Space Rangers. Story of the Space Rangers, but they're Starhawks.
We had to get Star in the title.
Absolutely had to. Everything was Star back then.
Yeah, I have no idea why.
There's no reason for it.
None.
It's like Star. I think this might, Starhawks. This might be the next thing. Yeah, this would be great.
There we are.
Well, everything with Star seemed to be hitting, so it was just
Yeah, I have no idea why. So,
He's starting to get a little thinner, a little open here too.
yeah.
So
Before the movie came out, the marketing department of the studio said nobody's going to go see a movie with the word war in the title. And keep in mind this was still the post Vietnam era.
post-Vietnam.
Yeah.
But also at that point, they told him nobody would buy toys off of the character either.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they did tell them that too, and people ordered them
I'll
and they
take those
couldn't
rights.
get them. So
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, we're not going to have these ready for Christmas, but you can get this neat cardboard cutout, and then we'll mail them to you when they're ready.
yeah.
Good old George Lucas did that.
Crazy times.
The
And he kept the licensing, which made
Yeah.
him a multimillionaire.
well, yeah, nobody had
Sacrificed a
any-
lot of his money for directing and
Yep.
kept the licensing rights. And
Yeah, nobody had any faith in the movie, so they let him keep everything.
And the guy had
I
it. He
thought
had
he was
just
nuts.
had a hit. He had just had a hit movie.
Huge hit. A huge
it was
hit
number
too with
2
American
in,
Graffiti.
of the year with
Yeah.
American Graffiti.
Well,
Like-
it's not. I mean, Hollywood works in weird ways. Both Lucas and Spielberg had just had mega hits, and they had trouble getting Raiders of the Lost Ark made.
Yeah, and I mean those movies like Jaws and Star Wars made so much money. I mean, the summer blockbuster is coined that because of Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a movie about it. The easiest thing to avoid: don't go in the water. So,
But his follow-up movie was one of the Hollywood's biggest bombs.
yes, it was 1941.
Yeah.
Did he do that right after Jaws, or did he
Yeah,
do Close
yeah.
Encounters
did.
in between?
I
Or-
think you're
No,
right. I
it was
think
around
no, wait a minute.
there.
No, it was before Close Encounters.
Close Encounters was 78.
Yeah, Close Encounters was right after Star Wars. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at that point, I was going to the theater to see anything science fiction. So,
The Cat from Outer Space, mate.
yeah.
okay, I love that movie.
Disney was fooling people a long time ago.
They were running on all cylinders even back then.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It wasn't
1941 was 1979.
okay. So it
Oh,
was
was it?
after, yeah.
So
So he
after
had
the-
was
two, so he
after.
had two. Yeah, he had two hits and then a bomb.
Yeah, and then he bombed. Yeah,
And sadly, it's not a bad movie.
it's not
1941.
terrible.
that is.
I mean, it is funny.
got
The
it-
opening
it's got its
sequence
point,
is an amazing spoof of Jaws.
And that was right after Animal House, too. And Belushi was in 41, just long
Yeah.
enough to, spice it up some.
My favorite line from 1941 is Slim Pickens when he realizes that the Japanese and Germans are together and says, "You're all in cahoots." He just figured that out.
That's so good. No, my favorite guilty pleasure movie was also from 1979, which is The Black Hole.
Oh, that's great.
That is
I
the
think-
movie that got me to go to MIT basically to study astrophysics. So
Wow.
it was
That's-
all because of that movie, and I was just like, the black hole was just such the concept of one. Just I was like, how could something like this exist? I had to know everything about them.
It isn't. It's a Stack Overflow error.
Exactly.
And who did the comic strip?
Wasn't it Kirby?
Yeah.
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 I thought so.
It's all line work here.
Hey, look,
Great-
the bad
great
girl. The
tones here.
bad girl's a robot.
Yeah.
Just takes his
So did that.
face right off. Face is mine now.
That's called losing face.
Still a beautiful face. Look at all the detail underneath. It's
Yeah.
just great.
Yeah. No, that's incredible.
And ironically, the robot acts more human than the girl did.
Inspiration for the movie Face Off there.
Jeez.
Or Hannibal, either way.
With less
Silence
wooden
of the
acting.
Lambs.
And we'll be here all week, folks. Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Tip your waitress, try the veal.
More random shapes. It's awesome.
Random.
No zip. This line work here and the
Yeah.
gray tones, just beautifully
Yeah.
done. Yeah.
It's probably faster than cutting that zip.
Probably.
Lovely.
Oh my gosh.
Deodorant shaped space cars.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
More exciting than the little Han Solo land floater in Solo, based off a cigar box.
Hey,
All they had to do was dig back into this great old stuff and find better inspiration. Chapter 2.
Oh yeah.
That
that
the
girder right there
Yeah.
takes you to that panel on the bottom hand side.
the top panel on the left-hand page, the top panel of the second strip. That's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
look at how many characters are in that
Yeah.
panel.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And with how small these strips are when they were published, that's just crazy. So yeah.
Well, that's what I say about that negative space girder that's behind it. It's I guess that's a second level. I'm not
A
sure.
walkway
Just
or
kinda runs
something,
right-
yeah.
runs it through there. Take you straight through that panel.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
It's intense.
Mm-hmm.
And though you might not be able to read them, they are an incredibly great read too. Just fun stuff.
Ooh, Matt Black Gaming's got an interesting comment.
Wait, there's comments?
There are comments. Yeah,
Looks
exactly.
Like looks
black-
like Hawkins. Yeah, it looks like he's putting in Hawking's radiation.
The black hole equation. Morning, all. Morning.
I think that's
Morning,
the
Bill. How you
surface
doing,
area
man?
of the black hole. If I remember correctly. It's been like God, almost 20 years. So
Joe, send me a message if you want in. You're more than welcome to join us this morning. Glad to see you're here. And again, we're looking at the Gil Kane Daily Strip, Adventure Strip Starhawks. IDW has a recent 3-volume reprint of this available that covers the entire run.
Oh, it's nice to see they're doing some kind of quality.
Yeah. My thoughts. Every once in a while, they pull out some really great reprint strips. IDW does.
Is it a lizard person on a lizard person?
Lizard people. What?
There's a lizard. Okay, a lizard person riding a dinosaur.
Could be. Probably is.
Because look at on the left page,
Right here.
the panel there, and then the last panel.
Wait.
Panel on the same page.
Glenn, you're commenting, but you're not with us? What is wrong? Glenn.
Glenn's probably might be away from home
Oh.
at this point. Said Kane was clearly ambidextrous. He's drawing with one hand and inking with the other at the same time to meet those deadlines. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Just a madman, like most good comic artists, going crazy, having the time of his life, probably working on this strip.
Gravity mass, speed of light.
He did some good Conan stuff too.
Yeah.
Look at the faces on those lizard people too. On the second page of the first page panel there at the bottom.
Yeah, bottom right.
Bottom right.
That's it. Top panel, bottom right.
With the guns, the little ray guns.
Down
There.
here.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. These are great.
Blank faces. Glop. You can imagine them gulping down flies and things.
And those things riding in on a dinosaur, like, it's just awesome.
Spear mass times spear is 2 times gravity mass 8 squared.
Crazy lady. Another great panel.
Every time I just get a kick out of this robot dog.
Yeah.
Just the face. Because it takes it at a different angle than what you expect.
Bork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bork.
This angle.
Allie
in there
reading up
reminds
on
me of
black holes
a
now.
lot of
Allie studied
Kirby.
black holes. So
Matt
I don't
Black.
think
Is
I'd want
Allie
a self-aware
reading up
dog.
the black hole now? LOL. Easy to feed.
A self-aware dog.
Oh, a self-aware dog? Yeah, probably not. He could feed himself.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
So looking at his bio
Good shot.
that he wrote himself, he talks about how he was his creative attitudes were shaped in part by the romantic fantasies prevalent in films, comics, folk literature, and I love this, big band jazz.
Awesome.
I love the robot dog. I
Yes.
think that's a robot dog.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's a robot. Robot's something dog-like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you hear robot dog, and it takes it a whole different level, different way.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Doctor Who just called. They want Canine back.
That's probably coming. They're floating on Doctor Who. I was sorry, this is way off topic, but that they're trying to do all sorts of interesting things with Doctor Who now, it's fascinating to me. But they're talking to McGann about doing at least one season.
Yeah. They're spin-off shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that you can go back to multiple versions of the Doctor and do some adventures in that Doctor's time. So they've already spoken to McGann and to Smith and to Tennant, apparently. So
it would be really, really great to see some McGann stories. Be good to watch.
I think it'd be a good
season of that.
Yeah, if it was
Maybe
handled right.
Maybe he'll pick up the talking horse. You never know.
Oh no, nobody wants the talking horse, mate. No.
So, suddenly, from out of the back of the TARDIS comes the talking penguin, waddling in. There you are. What happened to your hair?
Just give me 1 second. Just to answer Matt Black Game's question here. He says, I'm a physicist. I studied astrophysics in college and I double majored in computer science. I never used any of my physics stuff, and I basically was a network engineer.
Can't we just be artists?
No.
Is that still okay?
No.
Oh, and Glenn will be back next Friday. I'm sorry about your.
It's kind of like that first episode of Taxi, right? Everybody at the place was something else. They were an actor or boxer, but only Alex was he was the only cab driver at the whole cab driving place. So
I'm a cabbie.
Well, I wanted to go to art school. My parents were like, "No, you have to do something where you'll make money."
You have to do a real job.
So they paid for me to go to MIT. So.
Actual sound effect here. Right there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Just the amount of layering. It's just.
Yeah.
Wow.
The complexity of that page. That daily is just amazing.
You get a high shot of the robot dog up there. Really get to see that structure.
Yeah. I think at the same time the Williamson Star Wars strip is running, or the Manning Star Wars strip is running.
Have we done a collection of that yet?
No, but we will.
Oh, I have to be there for that.
We definitely will. I've got a beautiful set of Williamson and Goodwin's run on that strip.
Yeah, that strip is beautiful.
Want to do Modesty Blaze as well, because so many folks have no idea that Adventure Strip even exists here in the States.
Get behind that.
It's just an amazingly well done strip. One of the best. Could be what Sunday Funnies are all about. Is the really cool stuff.
There's even a rock band named Modesty Blaze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someday they'll end up messing it up as a TV show. Should be a Netflix show.
Probably.
Should be a Netflix show and just adapt the strips. Just do it.
Yeah, they should try that with Conan. Adapt a story.
Yeah, straight on.
That'll never happen.
Nope.
He tried to do Red Nails for a while. There was going to be an animated one.
Yeah, I saw some of the art for that, and that could have worked.
That would have been great. And they had Ron Perlman as the voice of Conan for it. And I was like, yes.
Oh, that would have been phenomenal.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah.
He's got an awesome, scratchy, just barbarian growl. Yeah.
The video game,
but he's got a great voice.
He'd be really good for that.
Years ago for like the Xbox 360, he voiced Conan in it, and it was amazing.
I bet it was.
Oh, was that him? I didn't know that.
Yep, that was him.
That wasn't a bad game. It was just like a third-person game where he went around hacking and slashing things.
Right.
It was fun. Yeah.
That's kind of Conan.
And it was great. So.
Yeah, well, this was back before the days when he had to put some kind of social commentary into it.
Yeah.
The social commentary was "you will bleed." So.
Yeah, the social commentary was "have it." Just brilliant stuff.
Yep.
Glenn's asking if anyone knows who the letterer is in this.
No idea.
Kane.
None at all. Can't see it clearly enough. Sorry, Glenn. We're doing the best with the camera. We were fiddling with it for quite a while this morning, and this is what we settled on. So.
Oh, Chicken also helped out on the art.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah,
there's a couple. He inked a little bit in this, yeah. At least he might have done a week or two. Now Gil was really sick during some of it, so
the dog has eye lasers.
Yeah,
Come on, all the best robot dogs do.
Heck yeah.
That's fantastic.
You can't
eye
have
laser
a design
doggy.
like that and no eye lasers. You just can't.
Zap. It is. When was this done?
Late
70s.
Late 70s. When did K9 show up?
Late 70s.
Yeah.
Probably around the same time.
Yeah. Who was first? I wonder.
I would think K9, huh? Is it?
I would think so too. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm consulting the Oracle of Google.
Yeah.
Consult the book of knowledge.
I thought it might have been early 80s that K9 turned.
K9 appeared in 1977.
77, really? Was that early?
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew it was the late 70s. I wasn't sure when, though.
It was
What's the
Tom
date
Baker,
on this?
wasn't it?
1977?
It was the Invisible Enemy Part 2.
Yeah.
It says the date on the strip, doesn't it?
Just the date. Yeah. There might be a copyright, but that would take a little effort.
1977 on the last panel on the right page, bottom panel. It says copyright 1977, I think. On your right. Down. Last panel. Look towards the left of the panel. Yeah. I think it's 77.
Yeah, but that was a British show. Would he really have been watching that?
Well, it could be a Dennis the Menace situation, right?
Yeah, that is 77. Yep, you're right.
I think that they were created separately.
How old is this strip?
I think it's a Dennis the Menace situation, right?
This is just like
yeah.
They had a robot dog, and Gil Kane had a robot dog. I think that's about the extent of the
Gil Kane drew in the 50s and into the 60s, I think, about 1,000 DC science fiction stories. I'm sure there was a robot dog in one of those.
At least.
So my money is on Gil Kane being first.
Probably from the 50s. But all that inspiration was from the pulps in the 30s and 40s. So a robot dog is that goes way back.
Yeah, that's not
and these are all pulps, E. Doc Smith type space opera, the whole flavor of the series is like that.
It's an homage.
Yeah. He's just like, I want to draw a robot dog, and so he did.
He needs a companion. Well, I ain't drawing a cat. All right.
That's
Could have
it.
been a
Wait,
talking
okay.
horse.
Cat into my strip.
Can you imagine getting taken out by a googly-eyed robot dog? You're the bad guy there and just lasered right in the face.
Curse you, Starhawks.
So how'd you end up on the prison planet? Damn dog with
Damn
laser
dog.
blast out of his eyes. What?
Well, they have them now. The police have them now.
Yeah.
I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for the meddling rangers and that metal mutt.
There's probably somebody in jail right now because a robot dog found them out.
Can't help
It's-
my application.
Robot dog?
From Doctor Who.
Right?
Rubbish character.
You got Davidson.
And other
Oh,
two idiots who played
No,
the
we know
doctor.
Glenn
Nah,
will
not
be
for me.
watching, he'll not be watching the Sylvester McCoy Doctor Who. That's what-
Who does?
Oh,
Oh, poor Sylvester McCoy.
Ace is
Yeah.
fun.
Isn't
Come
he
on.
like
Poor
the-
Sylvester. He's lovely.
Isn't he like the uncle
yeah.
of David Tennant? Something like that. Is he the one who's
No,
related to David
Davison.
Tennant?
No.
Davison,
Davison
is
is
the
his
father-in-law.
father, yeah.
Of,
Oh, okay,
his
that was it.
father-in-law of Tennant. Yeah.
Okay, that was it. I knew one of them was like related somehow. I just wasn't sure.
His daughter played the daughter of the Doctor in that episode with David Tennant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where they
yeah.
took his like
That she
DNA.
flew off, never to be seen or heard from again.
Which is
is
amazing
so
because
pregnant.
they could have made a perfectly good series out of her.
That would have
tale.
been a great
they could
spin-off
have spun that
series.
off real easy. Yeah.
And they decided to go a different way.
Didn't
Ah,
Neil
you-
Gaiman
yeah.
write that episode?
Yeah. Well, he
I
was
wouldn't be
writing
surprised.
some back during that time.
Yeah.
During that
I
time.
wouldn't be
I know he
surprised.
gave the
wrote the Matt
TARDIS a
Smith
female
episode.
personality. Yeah. He gave the TARDIS a
That
female
sounds like Gaiman.
personality. Yeah.
Back to Starhawk.
I saw David Tennant play a psycho in some series. What was that called?
Jessica Jones.
Woodchurch.
Jessica Jones, yeah.
Church. Church.
He was in a
he was in that
movie
as well, yeah,
where
yeah.
he played a rather ruthless killer, like a serial killer.
He
He could do it so
ingratiates
well.
himself into a family.
Oh, is that Broadchurch?
Let's see if I can find this.
Could
It
be.
was a
Wasn't that a
series
detective?
from the UK.
Wasn't he a detective in that?
No,
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I haven't seen the series. I don't know.
That might have been
But that's the one he
Broadchurch,
went.
where
He was
a
with.
detective.
It was with Jodie. Was it Jodie
Whittaker,
Whittaker?
yeah.
Is that her name?
Jodie Whittaker
Yeah.
was in it as well. Yeah.
Oh, the dog's face on the was it the right panel, top right panel? Yeah, that one. That is great.
Yeah.
That's great. Look at that nose.
That is like Scooby Doo level awesome.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo. Scooby Snack.
You are being a pain. It's you. Come here.
Oh my gosh! Look at Glenn's comment about McCoy.
Some Dino Mutt advanced. Yeah, LMAO. I wonder if this robot dog influenced Blue Falcon's Dino Mutt. Honestly, could have been. Yeah, he played
Oh, no.
Nielsen the killer.
Okay.
Unlucky Glenn.
Tenet, that is. Yeah.
I'm just getting over the fact that he said he saw McCoy strip on stage. that would be traumatizing.
Said I
Oh
saw,
God.
saw McCoy in a play around that time. He stripped off completely on stage. I've been traumatized ever since. Oh no.
I don't think I could get that out of my mind. Yeah, no, that would break me.
Obviously, the reason
The secret smile. That was that David Tennant plays this guy, a psycho guy who worms his way into somebody's family with becoming romantic interest of one woman after another. He was pretty scary. Kate Ashfield was in it. Claire Goose, Jill Baker. It's streaming on something that I have, and I don't have anything exotic, so it must be easy to access. It was probably Amazon. It's called The Secret Smile.
Yeah, Amazon has a lot of like BBC stuff on it. I know that.
It might have been on
Where's what
BritBox. Yeah, it might have been on BritBox.
It's amazing to me that man could go from being very slimy and detestable to very likable and charming. It's
Well, there's a
pretty
lot of people at the
amazing.
BBC like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, okay. Got a bell.
He's really detestable in that. You just want to reach through the screen and strangle him in that series. Yeah, it is on Amazon.
Yeah, he was quite pleasantly evil in Jennifer Jones too.
Oh my gosh! Just like
He played the purple man in that. Only he
the
wasn't purple.
epitome.
Jones, yeah.
He had purple casting. They did purple lighting around him.
I couldn't get into that. I'm sorry. I just it was perfectly serviceable, but I just couldn't get into it.
I can respect that. I enjoyed it, but it was hard to watch at times because just I like dark things, and that one was just very very dark.
I just didn't find it enjoyable. Whereas I found like the equivalents, like the Luke Cage, the Power Man one. That was really good. I enjoyed.
Yeah, that one was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable, and the Daredevil stuff.
Oh,
Not so sure about Iron Fist, although it was okay.
Well, the Daredevil stuff was dark themes, just like Jessica Jones, but it had like action in it.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. I think it's just that I'm really shallow.
There's a lot of there's a lot of brutality in those Daredevil Netflix shows that
I like the fight.
It's going to take a while for anybody to be able to match,
With the Jessica Jones ones, they were
stuff.
it was really a psychosis thing more than anything.
Yeah.
It was really just.
Well, it also was dealing with basically assault.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
And
that's never a pleasant subject. Yeah,
being a woman and with assault stories, it can be really. That really hits home. So
I can't watch a movie where a dog dies.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that myself.
And virtually every movie that is about a dog features a dog. The dog dies. My family said, "We're going to see Marley and Me. Do you want to come?" I said,
"No."
Is there a dog in it? Yes. No, thank you.
just no. I don't want to see no dog die.
People, that's different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I have no problem with that.
Although that's the fun thing of having a robot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still a dog.
Just repair it. Yeah.
It got better.
Exactly.
It's like when R2 was blown up at the end of Star Wars. They fixed him and made him
So I'm looking at those shoulders there on those characters, and that's Adam Warlock design right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. See it.
And later Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos, excuse me.
The winged shoulders.
Yeah, I think Jim Starlin looked at a few Gil Kane drawings.
Yeah. It's kind of the style of the day, though.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Exactly.
No, if it's good, steal it.
I remember way back when talking to Ron Goulart. I think it was Ron Goulart, and we were talking about. I'd mentioned Ditko, and he said, that guy's just ripping off Joe Kubert." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I went and looked at Kubert's early stuff, really early stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite revelation.
Yeah.
Ditko was clearly looking at very early Kubert.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Robot dog pulls a Johnny 5. No, disassemble.
No disintegration.
Speaking of some detail,
I would snap that dog's antenna right off. Probably accidentally.
it's crazy stuff here.
Yeah, the detail on that last panel is amazing.
Frank's in the house. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, friend.
Thanks for joining us. Robot dog pulls a Johnny 5. Yeah.
No, disassemble number 5. No. God, I haven't seen that movie in like forever. That might be a good thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
Again. You got eye lasers.
Are those prairie dogs? What are those things? Mice?
Little
They
alien
look like
mice. Yeah,
people.
mice people.
Oh, on the top left panel, top left, the setup strip, the second panel, the princess reminds me of Princess Aura, a little bit with the way she's drawn there, but
Yeah.
she's wearing more clothes. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of her. Have we done Alex Raymond's Flash Gordon?
No, not yet. But we will.
That's another great adventure strip we need to do.
Yep.
And there are some really beautiful reprints of that.
Oh God, yeah. The IDW stuff I think it was IDW that put it out. Or was it Fantagraphics?
I think it was the first one. I think is the nicest looking one. I think it's Nostalgia Press.
Yes.
How could be that? Yeah.
I was just gonna say the first Flash Gordon I got were the Nostalgia Press hardbacks. I was so proud of having those books.
There's
And they're
two.
just
There's
amazing.
two. Yeah, there's two different, and one of them is, I think, better than the other. Although they're both fantastic. I think it is. What's it called? I'm looking at a picture of it. Just says Flash Gordon. It's kind of a horizontal looking book.
No, mine's regular, vertical or not? Yeah, vertical book. It's got it. But there was some from Kitchen Sink, I think, reprinted all of the Raymonds and the Sid Berry run, I think, and the Lou Fine.
Oh,
era.
Penguin Random House put some out too.
Yeah. There's just some great strip art out there that nobody notices or talks about anymore. So it's just crazy.
I'll be right back, guys.
Those Nostalgia Press books were amazing. I read those. My books are, the dust jackets on them are all long gone, and they're the covers on them are battered quite a bit. But I love those books. Those are great.
They always get in the way anyway. Those dust jackets.
I know.
The Flash Gordon book is in the Ice Kingdom of Mongo.
Okay. Yeah.
That's one of, I think, two Nostalgia Press books, and I think that is far and away the better one.
Okay.
I bet you have that one too. It's got a blue cover.
Not if it's paperback. The two.
Oh no, this is hardcover.
The two Nostalgia Presses. The dust jackets are long gone. They're hardcover.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
in the Ice Kingdom of Mongo. I think that was the first one they did.
No, they started at the beginning of the strip, and worked their way through. Volume 1's pretty rustic looking at the start, and then you get to see the evolution of Raymond finding a brush and perfecting a brush.
Yep.
Throughout the strips, just beautiful stuff. You could see where Murphy Anderson learned how to ink in those strips. Just phenomenal work. Yeah, we'll get around to those eventually. Maybe we'll dedicate some time on Sunday Funnies to talking about the Sunday Funnies.
Well, I mean, this is exactly what this is in a way. Huh?
Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah.
So,
yep.
On topic. Look at that.
Because nothing like matches the Mickey Mouse adventure strips that Gutferson did, or the early Dick Tracy stuff. Almost all the Dick Tracy stuff that Gould did. Just amazing, crazy stuff.
Are we going to go over that stuff? Do you have any of that?
Oh yeah,
Randy's got it all.
It's like Flash
Randy's got everything.
Sorry, I got a bookcase that's all comic strip stuff. So all of the Modesty Blazes, the The Star Wars volume I'm really happy with because it was limited and numbered, and it's extremely pretty. It's like those EC volumes that we were looking at earlier. Are all hardbound and just gorgeous, well printed.
I think you've pulled it out before before.
Yeah, I think I've shown one of those before. Yeah, the Star Wars one. The Flash Gordons I've got a little Prince Valiant, little Nemo, which would be fun to look at.
That sounds
Just
pretty
trippy.
awesome.
I have
Flash
the
Gordon's sick.
yeah. I've got an old hardback of Buck Rogers, but it's literally in pieces because I love that. Read that book so much. Early Calkins material.
The best looking Little Nemo reprint I have is huge. I mean, it's not just tall and wide, but it's very, it's 1,000,000 pages, and it's in French.
Oh yeah,
but it has the best reproduction of the art that I've ever seen, and you don't really need to read Little Nemo.
No.
It also has Little Nemo had perhaps the worst lettering in the best looking art ever.
Yeah.
Yep, it did.
Well, some of those Crazy Cat strips are a little rough to read too, but that's more the verbiage on there.
Oh, the what was it? The Buck Rogers collection I have is one I got when I was a kid, and it had is soft cover that basically had like a huge collection of Buck Rogers strips in it, and it had the Frazetta stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice. That'd be very nice.
Yep.
That's got to be great stuff.
You got to dig that up. I want to look at that again.
Frame, that robot is dope. Justice, thanks, Ali. And now I have the image of the robot dog saying, "Los Lobos kick arse. Los Lobos kick your face. Los Lobos kick your balls into outer space." Like in Short Circuit too. Okay. That's a great
I'm taking about
reference.
that.
Yeah.
Short Circuit 2. Haven't seen that in years either. Probably a good thing.
Probably.
All those movies are classic.
I remember seeing Short Circuit 1 at the theater because back then I'd watch anything that was remotely science fiction. Yeah, that was
a good time.
Live and learn, eh?
No, it's one of those. Great. Okay, times. Not the worst movie I ever saw at a theater.
Somebody's got on eBay 2 Flash Gordon books, including the Ice Kingdom of Mongo, for $19 and $8 shipping. They're both Nostalgia Press books, but one of them is the one that I mentioned, and the other one is Escapes to Arborea. That's an amazing deal.
That sounds like
that's beyond an amazing deal. He doesn't.
I think I might be buying that.
Yeah, just the Ice Kingdom is easily worth twice as much, and it's got another book thrown in there.
He's going to go back to his campaign and go, holy crap! How did that get so? Yeah, that'll be one auction that they're not.
That's a buy it now.
Oh, is it really
on eBay? Yeah,
somebody better jump on that in a hurry because that's a deal. That's a definite bargain.
I may or may not be looking for it right now.
Yeah, it just says Flash Gordon, Alex Raymond, but if you put Nostalgia and Mongo into the search and then include description, it'll come up. And there's the other book is the Arborea, yeah. But that's a no-brainer.
They're beautiful, beautiful books.
Same dealer has the full set of Frontline Combat.
Oh, nice.
For $139. But
that's incredibly low too.
Yeah. And Weird Fantasy, the whole set.
That Frontline Combat's worth at least twice as much.
Yeah.
How much is a Science Fantasy?
Weird Fantasy.
Weird Fantasy.
149, the whole set. Doesn't look like he or she has got the slipcases.
Huh. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Is there 4 volumes in that set for the weird fantasy?
No,
Yeah,
5.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't see the slipcase. Oh, wait a minute. Nope,
Yeah.
there's the slipcase.
That's beyond. Yeah, that dealer must be really hard up for money, because that's about
Must
half
be,
of what
yeah.
that book's worth easily. That's about half of what that both of those sets are worth.
Sometimes you
At
ask
least.
what's
Yeah.
worth and what you can get for it. That's the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, that's true too. They're worth what you can get for it. Thanks, Joe. Anyway, Bidenomics at work. More dog. Here we go.
That dog is goofy.
And
Yeah.
what are we
great
going to
stuff.
remember from tonight's episode? The dog.
Yeah.
He was
a smart mouth too, if I remember right. It's been a while since I've read these strips, but I remember him being the snarky one of the group.
Wait, when you're that smart, you have laser eyes. Come on.
There you go. Yep.
Nobody expects the laser eyes.
And he's got that little zappy line for the word balloon, so you know he's a robot, just in case you couldn't tell.
Little electronic voice line, the tail.
Yeah, because, dogs typically talk, so...
Yeah.
I know my cat's talking right now. I can't understand what the hell he's saying, but he's talking.
Be careful. I just watched a movie about that last night. It's Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, God.
He's planning on taking over the world.
Oh, God, yeah.
Could be worse.
Oh, here he is.
If cats were overlords, then
No,
could
if
be
Ryan
worse.
Reynolds was our overlord.
Yeah.
Getting a little looser here, a little tighter in the faces, opening up a little.
Yeah, she looks like she's straining a lot.
She's a robot.
She's very serious. Yeah,
She looks like she may be on the cat litter.
At least she got her face back.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It just hasn't. It's just not settling right. That's why.
Yeah.
It's Put it on. Does it look right? Sure. Yeah, it looks fine. It's fine.
Great shot here.
That mountain range, huh? Come on.
Yeah.
Is that stippling in there too?
There could be some.
Yeah.
I think it's all line work, to tell you the truth.
Is it line work? Thinking over here in the front part.
No, that's all.
I mean,
That's
you
all
can't
line
really-
work here. It's all just
Really?
cross hatching. Yeah, it's all line work.
What about right here
Just-
in the front, in that shaded area, but like it's lightly shaded.
Here in the front,
Yeah.
that's
line
all.
work?
That's solid.
Probably.
That's all lines.
Well, no,
Over
there's
here,
a
too.
little.
This
piece
is all
right there.
lines.
Yeah.
It's all lines in here. Very Mobius looking in some of
yeah.
this. Yeah. Very much so down here too, especially. It's great stuff. We'll look at some Mobius here in the future, probably in a Comics by Night, sometime real
Oh
soon.
my gosh.
Epic did a nice run of everything Mobius at the time and reprinted some of the Lieutenant Blueberry material. That's just phenomenal.
Those are still the best looking reprints of Mobius
Oh yeah, just
The
really,
Epic,
really
the-
pretty.
stuff, and those are not cheap.
No,
No.
It's a hell of a interesting looking hat.
I'm liking his big flat square nose. I think that's great.
I kind of like that design.
And the lovely work in the caves on the top right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, top right.
Top right.
Your other right.
That little panel.
Yeah, just
Your
a little
other right
panel, but just
down
like
here.
wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
It's great framing, right? I mean, just
Mhm.
it takes you around and then brings you right back down. It's a peak. It's a backwards peak.
Do we get the name of that character with the helmet?
Nope. I'm not seeing it. I think he's Miscellaneous Warrior number 3. What's his name?
Gee whiz. Is this the complete set, Randy, or is this just like
It
volume
is.
1?
No,
Oh,
it's
wow.
this is the complete run. That's why they're printing 4 of them on a page. IDW has a hardback set of them that's 3 volumes long.
Yeah, I see that on Amazon. They have the first volume's like $58.
Yeah.
For a hardback.
All of
But
those
it's definitely
IDW
worth it.
strip reprints are worth it, though. They're really, really good. Love their Dick Tracy reprints.
A
lot of fun.
They're so high up there now, though.
The key ones,
20s,
with the big villains. Yeah, just impossible.
Oh, yeah.
I ran across the one with flat top at a used bookstore in really good shape for like $30. Snatched it.
That was always one of my favorite villains was Flat Top. I think it was just his design,
Just the story of him is just crazy. I think he's the one that ends up dying in a chimney.
Yeah.
While they're trying to look for him. A lot of the Dick Tracy stuff were ruthless. Just incredible. It's amazing what Gould got away with for violence.
It's just amazing how reserved and conservative we've gotten.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know who was even better than Flat Top is Mrs. Flat Top.
Yeah. Was that meant to be a joke? But I know there was a Mrs. Flat Top story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Mrs. Pruneface.
Okay.
There's a Mrs. Pruneface, and she makes her husband look like a sweetheart.
Oh.
There's an incredible sequence of her and Dick Tracy in a rainstorm, and she's swinging a whip, attacks Dick Tracy. It's quite amazing. And that was reprinted in the Gladstones in color. So that's very inexpensive. And if you had to have one Dick Tracy strip, I think it would be the Mrs. Pruneface.
Was that Chester Gould at the time? Or was it Dick Locher?
Oh no, that was from the 40s. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I actually have a page, not original art, but a tear sheet of that strip, full size, from I don't know what paper it's from, but it's quite nice. Yeah, Mrs. Pruneface.
Getting a little silhouette work in here.
Yeah, I love it when you can work good silhouette shots into things.
Try to work a little faster at times. Yeah.
Now was it the second one on the left?
Great shot.
With the spaceship, the way it has the gangplank / ladder down. I love that look.
It's a bit Millennium Falconish, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking a bit of the Falcon.
Yeah. Especially with the viewport or whatever right there.
Yep. Now you got the tank coming down.
Yeah.
I guess tanks haven't changed much since,
Yeah.
because it looks like a tank.
You ever see the
Still
World
hired.
War One? You ever see the World War One tanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Somebody could bring back that design, put it in a science fiction thing, and it would look completely science fictional.
Isn't
Yeah.
that the 40K tanks are kind of like that?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're kind of like the World War One tanks.
Yeah.
Similar.
And they do look science fiction. So
I haven't got into that 40K at all. I'm not. I don't do those. I don't play that kind of game or do that kind of thing. But I have to say that the imagery surrounding it
it's
is
beautiful.
incredible, and some of the backstory, some of the science fiction is actually quite interesting.
Yeah, I've actually
No,
read
yeah.
some of their tie-in fiction,
Yeah.
and it's not something I'd usually avoid tie-in fiction because typically it's terrible. But some of it's really good.
Yeah,
Like I was shocked how good it was.
Well, old Cavill's got hold of it now, isn't he? And
That's
Henry
what I hear,
Cavill is supposed to be doing something with it because he loves it. He's a big
Yeah.
fan, and
Yeah.
of course that's the person you want. Big fans of
Oh, yeah.
material to
'Cause-
take it.
yeah,
So
'cause
I'm
then
looking
it'll be
forward.
Truer.
Even though I'm not sort of into it, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he'll do with it because it does seem to be a very interesting world. So,
I've painted a few armies for some people who paid me to paint armies for them, and I've had fun doing it. Like
Oh yeah, those Warhammer figurines are just amazing. It's such detail.
love those
Nerds,
Necrons or whatever they are. They're
I
they're
painted a
great.
Necron army. That was actually fun. I actually built
Yeah.
it too.
Nerds.
Getting a little thin.
I used to do a bunch of all the
Yeah.
40K stuff, and then
Yeah.
they went the company went the way of Marvel, so I gave it all up and started. my
Oh,
own
did
company.
it? Oh.
Yeah. Games Workshop's like a terrible company. So
That was one of the main driving forces for me to start my own miniatures company and do
Oh, right.
games.
Because it's all turned to shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much what a lot of us are doing with comics. It's all turned to slush and mush. So
I agree.
let's
with
just
Grant.
make our own. You know.
I agree with Grandy though. His line work definitely isn't as heavy, and
Yeah. The printing on this too has gotten lighter. At least
Gorgeous,
in that
that is.
strip, right in that area.
Look at all those faces. Just
Yeah.
that long strip panel, that long thin panel. Just everything going on in it. Amazing.
yeah,
I love the black eyes as well.
those are kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And the cave there in the top panel on the left, where he's holding the girl.
Lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has this like look to it, the way the if you move to the right where all the guys are and stuff like that, it almost gives you the illusion that the cave is like a set of eyes. It kind of like
Charles, do you know how large the originals on these were? You said you were looking at one. Did it give a dimension on them at all?
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm guessing probably twice up, but I'm not sure.
Because it looks like a comic page set on its side. So
That
the
could be it.
original
Yeah.
might have been 10 by 15 or 16. Yeah.
I'll bet you're right. I just sent you Mrs. Pruneface.
Yeah, I just looked at it in the chat. That looks good. I'll have to check that out closer later. Yeah, no, my thought would be that he just did this on a standard board and turned it sideways.
Yeah, I
Which
remember
my
that
thought-
run.
My thought would be if I was going to do a webcomic or something to do it like this, so it fits the screen better. Because I don't really like the webtoon style where you scroll infinite scrolling.
That's what I did for Aces Weekly by David Lloyd. The whole point being that it's comic strip made for screen. So it's not made for you to put on Comixology and have, nip about the panels. It's an actual whole page on a widescreen monitor panel. That's it. Yeah. And you can read it all in one panel at a time, one page at a time.
Yeah.
And it does. It works.
I got the size of the artwork, 16 by, it says the image area of 16 by 10.
Yeah.
That's a board.
Yeah, ink over graphite on Bristol board, 16 by 10.
16 by 10. That's quite big.
Yeah, it's a little bigger than typical.
To say, if I
It's a
was doing a
comic-
strip for the paper, I'd do it twice up.
Yeah, it's a comic page set on its side, is what it is.
Yeah.
An original comic page. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that's what the
10 by
dimension size
16.
looked like.
Yeah, that's right. I use 11 by 17 boards, and they have
Look at that, us providing some solid background information on
Yeah.
the subject matter that we're actually supposed to be talking about.
Yeah.
Wait,
Rather
we
than
get
veering
distracted?
off into
Thank you.
weird
We get distracted
environments.
on these? No, never. We're always on top.
That lady, Mrs. Pruneface story that you showed us, that was up on the screen. That must be a real notorious storyline for Dick Tracy, because I think I've got a version of that in black and white from Dragon Lady Press.
Yeah, it's actually just average in terms of Dick Tracy violence, but she's such a bizarre character, and him being whipped by her in a rainstorm is just so interesting.
Yeah. There's no underlying tendencies there whatsoever.
I did notice she must have had a balloon down her top.
Obviously,
strange shaped chest.
Well, what was that? What was that character? The hillbilly character, the old lady who kind of had that kind of figure.
Ma Kettle.
Oh boy, maybe it was Abner. I can't remember, but there was
Probably.
a female character in a hillbilly strip that looked like that.
That's another strip we need to take a closer look at sometime real soon. So got some Al Cap.
I do like the
did a
Gladstone
month on that run too. I think
the Gladstone, the Gladstone Dick Tracy's are nice. They're worth having, and this one in particular. There was also a DC Treasury edition.
Yes,
that's also really, really nice.
Mm-hmm. I have the Dick Tracy case files too. That was a big hardcover blue book that had a bunch of the key stories in it.
Yeah, there were a whole bunch of. There was probably. I bet there was close to 20 different Dick Tracy tie-ins done when the movie came out.
Yeah,
with Warren Beatty.
Yeah, that book's about, I think, 400 or 500 pages thick, all just filled with Dick Tracy strips. It's just great stuff. Possum Pearl from the desk of a small press publisher asks, that could be? Could be.
Yeah, I just took another look at this page, the prune face, and she gets him around the neck with that whip.
Oh, God.
That would suck.
Yeah. That's I wonder if that was a question that somebody ever asked Prune Face. Is there a Mrs. Prune Face?
I think the assumption was probably no. But
turns out there is.
And we didn't want to know.
That's one of my favorite lines from The Simpsons, where the school teacher is interested in comic book guy, and she asks him, "Is there a Mrs. Comic Book Guy?" Turns out there isn't, of course.
Of course.
They eventually gave him a name.
Yeah.
Did they? Why?
Yeah, I think that was a bad move.
Yeah.
Best comic book ever.
We have Brian Blessed right here making a guest appearance.
Gordon's alive.
I was just thinking that Gordon's alive.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Is it more iconic from the movie, that line, or the Queen soundtrack?
Oh,
I know he has such a
tricky.
distinctive voice.
That the opening Flash
Is that
Gordon theme will live forever. So.
Is that a joint or a cigar in that guy's mouth?
Yes.
Looks like a blunt.
It's the 70s.
Yes.
Right? So, I mean...
It is a cigar.
It's the 70s. Anything goes.
It's
Space
the 70s.
ganja.
Yeah.
Space ganja.
Space ganja.
Ganja. Space ganja.
Only the best weed from Archimedes 7 will do.
This is chronic stuff.
It's the planet Chronic. Yeah. Chronic
It's so
file.
good you'll be seeing robot dogs for years.
Exactly.
And another wonderful episode of
Have to walk down those stairs when you're stoned. Look at that.
Golly, right?
Even when you're not stoned.
Even when you're not.
I would have trouble with those no matter
Intricate.
what.
Beautiful, intricate line work here.
Very delicate.
Yeah.
Golly, that pacing scene down. Oh no, he's got what? He looks like he's tethered. He's down on the right hand bottom one. The upper shot, one over. Where you're at?
Here.
No,
Yeah.
no, you were in the right.
That's all one
Right
panel
panel
here.
set.
No, you were in the right strip. But that panel right here in the middle, the smallest panel on that, right there. Yeah, that. Just that upward. You kind of feel the weight of that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a really
push it
that's
there.
got a really good dramatic pose in there with the way he has everything.
No words needed.
Nope.
So that means he got paid less for that panel, right?
That's right.
Well, apparently he had been doing storyboards and things for film for years.
Kane? Yeah, I can see that.
Now, what does the credit say? Kane, and then what?
It's Goulart.
Well,
Ron.
that's interesting because the standard in comic strips is the artist first, which is the exact opposite of regular comics.
Well, on a lot of this work, like Savage and Starhawks and Black Mark that we're going to look at on Friday, Kane did the majority of the work, all of the plotting and all of the drawing. He just hired writers to come in and put in the prose work in order to make it professional. Because he felt that was his weakest spot was, doing actual dialogue. But pacing and obviously pacing and layouts, he's a master of. So
Yeah,
he probably had
a storyboard trait.
They were probably his stories, with Goulart coming in and helping on some key points, and then filling in dialogue and prose.
Well, a lot of these artists were great at pacing and plotting, and not at dialogue.
Yeah. Yep. A little silhouette computer work here.
Yeah, I wish they brought Ditko in to draw that hand, though. I mean, that might be accurate if he was looking in a mirror and drawing that, but sometimes accurate is not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the face.
character looks a little weird.
Yeah, I love the face.
I think the weirdness in the face is intentional.
Oh, it reminds me of somebody.
Learned a lot about drawing hands by looking at Kane's work, though. I remember his Zatanna, a little backup story with her in it, where it's got her fingers curled up, and it's like, that doesn't look right. And you look at it in the mirror, and you go, "Yeah,
it's exactly right. Yeah, it's exactly anatomically correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes not every pose in real life looks good drawn.
Oh, I got it. I know exactly who the hand guy reminds me of. Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, yeah.
The face is so looks like him.
Yeah.
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 Who's that? Who's the actor in the Detectorists? He kind of looks like that too.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name. The guy from Captain America.
Victor Hugo.
Oh, Toby.
Toby McGott. No,
No.
Toby something.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
For anybody that hasn't seen that
Hugo
series,
Weaving.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
No,
The
not
Detectorists,
talking
another
about,
British series.
The one that they kind of acted like he was going to be MODOK.
It's Toby Jones.
Yeah, Toby Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Toby Jones is the top of Toby Jones's head looks like that,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
and the face too. Really,
Mm. How much more we got? We're at 1:45.
Oh, you kidding? You're kidding, right? Here we go. We
All
we
right,
got
so we got
we got that much more to
wow,
go.
holy
Wow.
crap.
do the rest.
Wow.
do the rest next week.
Wow.
So we'll be doing this
Yeah,
for a
that
few
makes
weeks.
sense.
Well, I think
I
that's
mean-
the great thing about Sunday Funnies is you can. The whole point is you can just
Yeah.
you can look at the stuff and we chat over the top.
Yeah.
It's a different show, isn't it?
If you're not
Yeah,
watching this for the conversation and to see some great art, there's-
Yeah, it's
No reason.
just like
Yeah.
some
That's
people
why we do
talking
this.
smack about some artwork. Really,
And some more great character design. The two the guy with the mustache. Well, they both have mustaches, but that guy. That's a
Yeah.
great character design.
all these cat-like
It's going, yeah.
people before
Yeah.
Thundercats turned up.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like something straight out of Thundercats right there.
Mm.
That bottom one.
Rawr.
I like the judo throw. The top right panel.
Yeah.
Was it fourth panel?
Yeah, like it's really funny seeing people throw like that. Yeah, you don't throw people like that.
Now, who do we?
You do in comics.
You're doing comics, yeah. And it looks so good too. Yeah.
Throw people from their wrist over
Yeah.
vertically over the top of your shoulder.
Yes, because that's how it works.
Well, you could if they weighed 4 pounds.
Yeah, you could. It's like throwing a small child about.
Yeah.
It's just the gravity of the planet. That's all. Yeah.
That must be it.
Yeah, they're a heavy worlder, and the other person's not.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Mm.
There you go.
they're just built like an elf. So
Hulk throwing Loki around in the Avengers. Just-
It's always
That was
amazing to
funny.
me what people criticize in comics. You remember Detective Chimp from the DC Comics?
all
yeah.
too well.
Yeah,
Yes.
somebody was complaining because there's a panel where the chimp is swimming underwater, and he says chimps can't swim. And it's like, wait a minute. In the previous page, he just built a nuclear reactor. You had no
Chimps
problem
aren't
with that.
detective.
I'm like, yeah. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say, I'm like, wait, you're like Hawks.
He can't swim. What are you talking about?
He can be a detective, but he can't
Yeah.
swim.
Yeah,
How does a throw make a zam noise?
and chimps can swim. I don't know where they got that from. They're
Well, he was
primates.
swimming. He was swimming underwater. I think that was the issue that the reader had.
Yeah. What he meant to say is, chimps don't wear flippers.
They don't like to swim, but yeah. Oh.
A little bit more heavy spotted blacks running here.
Yep.
Maybe
He's
a
got
little
nice
deadline
big
work.
head, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Look,
He's
that
got a
guy.
big-
He's a bit sort of no. Down the bottom, in the guy in the chair, he's a bit sort of Mekonish.
Yeah.
He's got a big peanut head.
Mhm.
It's Mr.
Better that than
Planter's
a
not
mushroom
bad.
head. Yeah.
Quick,
Better that
come
than a
and
mushroom
sample
head.
my salty nuts.
There's the adult thing.
No, thank you.
Breaking it right out. There you are. Yeah.
No longer a family program. It only took an hour and 50.
How dare you? You have
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
Great success.
And there's another anatomically correct hand, lower right, that doesn't look great, but probably is correct.
Yeah.
So, like, somebody designed that helmet in that universe with the bunny ears sticking out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, this looks good. This is fashionable.
Yeah, and very practical.
Yeah.
Well, kids were wearing bell bottoms, or they were doing disco at that time. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
anything goes. Well, it's very Thorish, right? In a way.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind that it would you get hit in the head with it or break your neck.
Why are you looking at logistics? No, don't worry about that.
It's a comic. Yeah. Why look at logistics? Come on.
And there's a spang sound effect twice used in one strip, and then the next strip spang.
Yeah. It's a great shot right there. That's Gil Kane right there.
Not a whole lot of up the nose shots. I don't think we haven't. I don't think we've seen too many of those.
Not too many.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, there's one. It is Gil Kane.
Every time I see Gil Kane stuff with this character, or I'm pretty sure it's this character, I've seen him before. It's Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time. I just can't stop thinking about it.
I was thinking about the helmet thing. It's just like, yeah, I stopped thinking about realism in comics in any way whatsoever. So I enjoy them a lot more.
We've got about 6 more pages to the end of the chapter. I don't think we're going to make it today.
When you treat a medium like it's a medium and not trying to make it realistic, it's a lot more enjoyable that way.
Yeah.
I think I was telling my kids last night, I said, damn the 90s for trying to make everything seem realistic.
You know, sometimes though you can't not think about stuff like in the very early Metal Men. Doc, whatever his name is, he's so sick of the whole project, he throws them away. And at the bottom of the bay or whatever, and I was thinking about, I did a calculation of how much gold went into gold and how much platinum went into platinum, and how much money he just threw into the bay instead of melting them down and being a billionaire.
Well, you know, priority.
When you're emotional, it doesn't matter.
I guess not, but he did retrieve them.
When you're emotional, it doesn't matter. The last 10 years have proved that, haven't they?
That's very true. It's very, very true. A bit more than the last 10 years, but yeah.
So this is the divine intervention. You could become a spiritual guru on your own, but you just have to tie your shoes, and you just have to know how to eat burritos backwards.
Oh, God.
Gary knows. Gary knows what it's all about.
He knows exactly what he's talking about.
Gary knows.
I didn't know burritos had a front and back. Do they?
Now you do.
Now you
open,
do.
I guess.
Now you do. Yep.
Now you know which end to load it up from.
You know, it's
Especially
almost
buttered
lunchtime
sausage
here. It's
burritos.
almost lunchtime here. You're making me hungry.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, and you know
Eating
we're
burritos backwards.
Bugs Bunny.
we're pressing that 2-hour mark too, so we're probably going to need to put a bookmark in this and pick it up next week.
Put a bookmark in it. We'll keep talking smack next week.
There we are.
And ganja.
Whatever else comes along.
Out of this world ganja at that.
Yeah.
LOL, only Russ.
Join us same bad times, same bad channel where next week we offend somebody else.
How does the throw make a zam noise?
It's comics.
It's
Yeah,
comics.
exactly.
Yep.
It's comics.
Folks, we've been looking at Starhawks by the great Gil Kane and Ron Goulart, as well as covering all sorts of other topics.
From Herpes.
Herpes Press, yes. Hermes Press.
What's
Herpes
great about it
mask.
is it keeps coming back.
My God. It can be space herpes.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Right there.
How dare you? You have
Yeah.
3 in 1 show. We're going crazy.
Yeah, I'm
just because Charles is
I'm
here.
in heaven.
Yeah, there we are.
Heaven
Folks,
consists
stop
of pustules
back
and
by
boils.
Sunday Funnies next week for part 2. At the rate that we're going, there might be a part 6.
Part deux.
Well, you know.
It's
So,
a Watchmen all over again.
We're glad you're here. We're glad you stopped by. We love doing this. Well, we're not monetized doing this stuff. We love doing it because we love talking about it, and group of friends in the business talking shop as well as whatever else comes along. So deeply appreciate you being here, everybody. We know the majority of our viewers catch us in the archives. We're archived over on the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, but most especially over at the Indie Comics Network channel. So go over there and check it out. Go over to Indie Comics Network and check out all the other wide variety of programming that we have available to you. If you are like us and you're sitting at the board and you need something to listen to, that's the place to go to catch some great conversation and a lot of great programming. So
Always on topic.
do that. Always on topic.
Oh yeah, we never deviate from the topic. Nope, not
Never.
us.
Never.
Never.
Whiskey, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on the old X there, if I could pull it up. Wait. No, did it work? Didn't work.
Sorry,
There
cut you off guard. Sorry about that.
Hey. Yeah, so find me on X. Just follow me here, type that into Google or what have you, and I have things there like art that I sometimes post, and working on a bridge today, so that's what I've been doing.
Well, that's pretty
Will
cool.
Kathleen Kennedy come with it? I see the Cartman
Oh,
Kathleen Kennedy up there.
It was I was memeing something. Make it more lame.
Why don't you put a chick in it?
Chicken in it, make her gay. That's like,
Put a chick in it and make her lame. Yeah.
And then
There you
I
go.
wasn't feeling good today, so I posted this as well.
Make it more lame. Oh, there we are.
Now, speaking of orange
Yeah,
cats,
okay.
Meow.
See, Michael, thanks for joining us. Tell folks how they can find you.
oh yeah. As always, you can check it out at landingart.com. That's LANNING art.com. Right here on the IndieComicsNetwork.com every Saturday night for Art Style Kamikaze, which I think we're moving it up to 9 p.m. Eastern because those late nights are really getting to me now. It's the age. And I think tonight I'm going to be on JD Calderon shows talking indie comics on a Sunday. So check that out. I have to bring a question. So I'm gonna make it hard for him. But yeah, that's about it.
Great. Charles, thanks for stopping by. Tell folks how they can find you.
Well, go to Amazon and buy Rammur, RAMMUR, and you'll find me on Facebook, on X, and on Instagram. I'm also involved right now in a Kickstarter. I have a 10-page story in Diary of Dread. It's on Kickstarter. Phil Russert is quite the indie guy. He's come out of nowhere. I think this is his 8th or 9th Kickstarter. And this has got a little bit more gore than I'm used to. My story is tame compared to the rest of this stuff. But my story is a takeoff on the Biosphere 2 project from the 90s in Arizona. And I got a horror version of that.
Cool. Allison, tell folks where they can find you.
well, you can find me here. Hopefully, starting again off on this Friday, I'll start streaming again on Arting with the Alley Cat on the Indie Comics Network and my own YouTube page and Twitch page and stuff. And I'm typically around about every Sunday with these gentlemen, adding my own commentary.
Gentlemen, who came in?
I was trying to be nice, but what the hell do I know? And you always get cats with me.
Meow.
Yep.
There you go. It's incentive.
There we are.
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
Well, I've been known to wear skirts, so those aren't pants.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, I can just back Charles up there. I'm working with Phil as well, and he's a great guy.
You are?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm working on his Popper book.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
We've been talking to each other for about 6-9 months because he'd like me to get on some work with him. But it's just the opportunity hasn't arisen, and he asked me to help out on that one. So
fantastic! Yeah, he's the real deal.
Yeah, he is.
He's working on a pop-up book.
Popper. It's about his dad. His dad's late stage cancer. So
man.
Yeah, but it's something that it's a genuine, heartfelt book, and he wanted some guys on it. So, but we've been talking about doing some other things, hopefully some horror stuff. So you never know, you and me might get pinned together at some point.
I hope so.
That would be cool. So here's the latest Shadow Kingdom cover. This is a book that Randy and I are working on at the moment. And this is the sketch for hopefully a painted cover. So we'll see how that goes. Randy's got to go away and find out how much.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, that's the sketch for it. But the ink's coming on. That's my inks for an alternate cover. But the pages are coming together.
Oh, nice.
That was beautiful.
Some very good textures.
Yeah, really, doing something a bit different for me. There's a nice nighttime section there, some horses, and this was nice. So that's all coming together now. So I've got one just here actually that I did this morning. It's not quite finished, but close. So you can see the kind of work that's going on there.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
So he's looking out the window. You can see the kind of stuff that's happening. So
that looks great.
It's nice. It's a bit of a departure from my other styles, but that's great. Really enjoying it. So you can find out more about that if you go to my website, russleach.com, and there's an email list there, and I'll start putting out newsletters very soon, which will tell you about the production. Also over at my channel, you'll see more production videos coming up, and just in general over on Instagram and all the social medias and what have you, you can go and get all those links over at russleach.com. Okay.
russleach.com. We're adapting the Shadow Kingdom by Robert E. Howard. It's the first recognized American sword and sorcery story, and it's in public domain.
Yeah,
and
we're having great fun doing it.
Doing a faithful adaptation, which I don't think has ever been done before. So they've adapted the plot here and there in the different versions of Kull, the Atlantean, but nobody's really done it faithfully, I don't think. And this is, we're keeping to the flavor of the story and the prose as much as possible, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Once we do go to campaign, which will be in the new year, there may well be some prints as well that will be the selected pages watercolored by the fantastic Mr. Fleming. So
cool.
We'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to see how that works out.
Yep, it'll be fun. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find me over at arrowcomics.store. You can find a lot of great books over there that are almost beyond my reach here. Let's see if I can grab them without causing a big crash. Calico of Shard, that great artwork by C. Michael Lanning, nice high fantasy tale. Paragon superhero story with a nice twist at the end that I'm really proud of. Hope you can go over there and take a look at that and get it and read it. Really ecstatic over that. And The Fool, which is kind of a rodeo clown looking character who fights street crime with practical joke weapons and a sheer dumb sense of luck as the police try to get him off the streets before he hurts himself or someone else. Also over there, you can find Hero Bot Zero, which is there's 2 issues of that available, of a 3-foot-tall giant robot who defends his city from large menaces, as long as he can do it on the clock. So it's a lot of fun, meant for everyone, and I hope you go over there and enjoy those. Other than that, the Fool campaign is still over at fundmycomic.com. So go over there and take a look if you can. Look at those other campaigns over at fundmycomic.com as well. There's all sorts of great campaigns over there, a lot of quality work being offered, and there's more campaigns being posted all the time. While you're there, take a look at Soul Tac 4 from Arrow Comics, also AR-13L, the Little Mermaid, over there as well. Both of those are Arrow Comics campaigns that are going along quite well. Stop back. What? Go ahead, Charles.
One more time with Greta.
One more. Well, yeah, before we leave, I promise.
Thank you.
Right. Stop by Friday morning, 5 a.m., Comics by Night. We're going to be looking at Black Mark and continuing that great tradition of Gil Kane that we've had the last couple shows. Gil Kane's Black Mark, available over there. Fantagraphics has done a phenomenal reprint book of that a few years back, reprinting both of the Black Mark stories. Great work by that. Stop back by next Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for more Starhawks as well. We'll get into that. It's likely to turn into a Gil Kane month if we're not careful.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He deserves one.
We got stuff. We got stuff to show.
Decade, whatever.
Who knows? Yeah, we spent 3 months on Watchmen, so one issue at a time, and we barely got through it at our 2-hour mark with each issue.
What a fantastic archive of programs, though, for people.
Slowly building up. Yep, that's the idea. Nice, great material.
Great material. Yeah,
by incredible masters of this art form. And again, like I said, we do this because we love this art form. If you love this art form, go out there and tell folks about it and be positive about it. There's way too much trolling and negativity out there, especially in the social medias. This is such a great art form, and it's getting trashed so badly right now because of these corporate comics and the fact that the retailers are truly struggling. So if you get a chance, especially now that it's the holiday season, give the gift of comics. Hit your local retailer up. They're bound to have some great graphic novels for you to give away to folks who might not necessarily, understand how great comics are. Which is the majority of folks out there, I don't think. So
we have time for one more comment from me.
No,
always.
How dare you? You have.
No, I'm serious. We have time.
Did you have some? Yeah.
There's a lot of lack of information in comics on the internet, Facebook, whatever. People saying, "Oh, so and so did this, and who did this, and who did that." A couple of sources of great information that a lot of people don't seem to know about. One would be the Grand Database, comics.org. The Digital Museum, which is all public scans of public domain comics, good scans that you can download.
Yes.
And what was the other one? Oh, Mike's Amazing World, which shows you the newsstand. So you can see what was on the newsstand from every publisher or any publisher in any given month and year. With those three sources, you can pretty much answer any question you have about who did what. So don't be ignorant, people. Do your homework. It's very easy. And you can answer a lot of questions. If you're just trying to be sociable and talk to people and ask questions, that's great. But if you really don't know, you can find out.
We had a great discussion a month or so ago about why Wolverine's initial costume was blue and yellow.
Oh, see, look, I had an argument with my daughter last night to tell her that the Wolverine's costume was blue and yellow. No, it was yellow and black. I was like, you're colorblind.
Actually, it was maize and blue after Michigan, University of Michigan colors, because they are the Wolverines.
That is good information.
What color are we going to make this costume? Michigan's got a Wolverine. Their colors are gold and blue. Let's just make it gold. Let's make it yellow and blue. It'll be great. Yeah.
Well, we were looking at Jim Lee, and I pulled up the X-Men cover from 91, 92, whatever the case, X-Men #1, and Wolverine has the brown and black suit on. It's like I've never seen that before. Why is it like that? And so it became a whole.
He changed into that when in the X-Men run when he was in space, and I think they did that to make him look more like the Legion of Superheroes Timberwolf.
Oh yeah,
character made him look more woodsy and less tigery.
Yeah, it did look more like that. Yeah.
Folks, go visit your local retailer. Check those boxes out closest to the floor. There might be a little bit of dust on them, but there's so much great gold in them there hills. You'd be amazed at what kind of fun and great comics that you're going to find there. So go visit your retailer and do that.
And buy our stuff.
Buy independent and alternative comics, especially ours.
Yep. You
go out there and, like I said, enjoy comics. One of the greatest, most personal forms of communication that have ever been invented. So go out there and enjoy all sorts of comics for all sorts of people, folks. Let's all have a great week. We'll see everybody soon. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we deeply appreciate you being here.
Bye.
We'll see you soon. Maybe we'll even let Gary talk about buttered sausage for a minute.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does, why is it doing what it's doing. Get it out of my face. Buttered sausage. It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.
He makes me feel so smart.
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
Something?
Oh, yes. I was trying to, then I got cut off, and I thought that was far funnier. But
Sorry. What were you saying?
Yes, I was going to say that whenever I hear him speak, my brain cells aren't so much as dying, but committing suicide.
Yeah.
I hear you. Here we go.
Yeah.
That we're all wrong. It was pink and gray.
What was pink and gray?
Wolverine's suit. He's referencing that dress.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Look, everybody's entitled to be an idiot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true.
Oh, while we're still on the air, I need to run this just to be safe here. Here we are.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.